Good morning. Everybody is cold. And my computer is just slow, slow, slow. Oh, there we go. I can almost see myself. All right. Snowy Cleveland. Well, it's not snowing here, but they said we might get some more later. I don't think it's going to stick, but it is freaking cold. It's very, very cold. Donna Lynn, how warm is it in Hawaii? Why don't you just ruin all of our days and tell us that? Because I would just love to know actually what's the temperature in beautiful Honolulu? I know it's not 23. I'm guessing it's not 23. Let's see here. All right, everybody is here. I'm at home, if you couldn't tell. The dogs are next to me and I can't control them. So if the delivery comes, if the wind blows, whatever, they might bark. And I'm sorry about that because I can't make them stop. Um, oh, you get to catch me live for once. Yay. So, I don't have a lot for you today. I just, we're here every Friday. Sometimes it's just mindless chit chat and weather talk and dog talk. And so we're just here. I just have a couple of little things. So if you guys have questions or you want to know anything, please feel free. Nova is here. Nova has a Facebook group. So I don't know if you know that, but my friend Nova, who's awesome and makes killer bags, has a Facebook group, and you should go join it just for the inspiration alone because her bags are awesome. Her bags are things that I will never make. I'll just tell you that right now. I will never have that skill level because I'm lazy. And I'm aware of that. So yes, our retreat is this afternoon and then Saturday and Sunday. So very excited about that. Karen, love the new cork. You got some of it, the modern leaves. So let's chat about that cork for a second here, because that's kind of a funny story. And some of you it might have looked familiar, and some of you it might not have. Um, that cork I got, I want to say like 2 years ago. If anyone remembers, let me know. But I got that cork a little bit like back a little ways. It was in one of the virtual retreat goodie bags because it was like, I got this really cool cork and let me give it to them first for our retreat. So I gave them all a piece of it. And then I couldn't reorder it. I work with three different cork companies, and one of them in particular is hit or miss. Sometimes they restock and sometimes they don't. So I was not able to get it. And so some of the people in the retreat would post pictures in the Facebook group, and every time someone would go, "Oh, where'd you get that cork?" And they would say it was from me, but it wasn't on the website. So when it finally came back, I grabbed as much as I could, as much as I possibly could. Shelly, I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago. I think you are correct. So I got it. I put it on the website, and if we can reorder it, we will. And if we can't, this might be all that we have. I don't know. I never know. So it's one of those things. It's just keeps me on my toes. Um, so Barb is at the shop shipping orders. I'm by myself 2 weeks in a row. So you know the drill. I'm going to look here as much as I can, but I'm probably going to be looking down just to read all your comments because they go away too fast and I can't see it up there. Let's see here. Nova, you are just so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I adore your work. I think it's awesome that we have this love. We have our lady romance together because we both love what the other one does. And every time I get to see Nova, which is not enough, it's like once or twice a year, I get a big old hug and we get to chat for a few minutes. And so I can't wait to see her again. So Nova, hopefully I will see you in Tennessee, if not sooner. I don't know. Let's see here. Ooh, 52 in Southern California. I am so sorry to hear that. My condolences to you. Do I have tutorials on how to use SVG patterns in the Brothers Scan and Cut? I do not. I have not gotten into tutorials on the Scan and Cut. It is on that list of mine, that list that keeps getting longer, and it gets pushed aside because other things that come along have to get done first. I would love to be able to do something. I actually have kind of an idea in my head about some tutorials for the Scan and Cut. If that happens, which I hope it does, I will let you know. As of right now, I don't, but I know that there are tutorials out there. I know that Scan and Cut or Brother has customer service that can answer questions, but I personally don't have any tutorials. So, Helene, welcome to Cork Hoarders Anonymous. You fit in well. um, I totally understand. And it's really funny that you say that because if you are in Court Club, which remember the January shipment ships next week. I almost said tomorrow. It doesn't ship tomorrow. It ships a week from today. There's a little bonus, a little extra something that's going to be in your packet. And I think that all of us will appreciate that. And I'm sure the rest of you will get your hands on it at some point. But there's a little Court Club bonus for all of you January members. So we need a Cork Hoarders out and proud. Oh, Charlie, we need a sticker for that for sure. Man, everybody's cold. That's why I'm hoping Donalyn answers me back because I would love to know what the temperature is in Hawaii right now. I know that everywhere it is cold. My friends in Paducah have been closing their shop a couple days this last week because of snow. Yeah. But here's the plus side. Okay, we got to find the positive. It's freaking cold, but there's no mosquitoes. So I don't know. I don't know what other plus to find in this. All I know is that I don't want to put my shoes on and go outside. I don't want to get in my car. I don't want to pump gas. I don't want to do any of that stuff. So I'm in the same boat as all of you. Arkansas is 19. You're just about the same as us, Heather. Spring is around the corner. So January is always just kind of like a blah month. Like January is never like woo, at least not in my books. I mean, it was Eric's birthday last week. That was fun, but I think for sure, I think February and March will bring us better things. That's what I think. That's true, Helene. You don't have to pump gas in New Jersey. And every time I am traveling, even if I really don't need gas, I will get gas in New Jersey just because I don't have to get out of my car. And I find that very exciting. Yes, it is. You can tell it's cold when 25 degrees feels warm. The other day it was like 30 and I was like, "Oh, it's not that cold out. Do I even need a jacket?" And that's when you know that you're mentally unwell. Donna Lynn says, "Oh, it's 69 in Honolulu. It'll be 79 today." That feels nice. Let's take that in. Pretend we're in Hawaii with Donna Lynn because that sounds way better. We are all thinking about moving to Hawaii right now. Phyllis, your first time doing court club. This is my first time in years, so I'm excited. I kind of, not that I forgot, but like I haven't done it in so long that it's really funny because I'm looking through and I'm like, how did I write up the charts? How did I keep track of everybody? And I don't have my old information. I did find one bit of it because after a certain amount of time, I try to delete things. I don't want to, but my computer is like, you're running out of space. So I did find one of the first Cork charts, and as of right now, we are almost four times the amount of signups that we were for the very first year, like at our peak. So I'm really excited about that. Almost everybody signed up for January. We've been getting a few coming in for February, but I I am being proactive and I don't know where this is coming from. It won't last. But we have January cut. I just have to start packing it next week. And February has been received and is already cut and on the shelf waiting. So I'm pretty impressed with myself. Like I said, it won't last long, but I'm ahead. I'm ahead of the game. So wait a minute, Shelly. It was 75 yesterday and today it's 35. That's just wrong. That's wrong, Texas. So all right. Cork is also my guilty pleasure. So, I just have a couple of things for you guys for today. I really, like I said, I don't have a lot. If you think of anything and you have questions, ask me. If I don't get it immediately, I will go back and scroll through all the comments and check it. You can ask me anything. It's a free for all Friday. So, first things first, Court Club ships next Friday. It is shipping on the 26th only for January because I gave myself some extra time, let everybody get signed up. It was new, new for a lot of people, renewed for a lot of people. So, going forward, just so you know, or if you're unaware, or if you haven't signed up yet and you're thinking about it, from February on, Court Club ships on or around the 15th. And I always say on or around because I never know what day of the month the 15th is. It could be a holiday. There's a lot of factors. So Court Club typically ships on or around the 15th of the month. If you want to join Court Club, if you're not already a member, you have to sign up by the 10th of that month. If you are signed, so let's say you are not signed up at all and you're thinking about it, and then you see January and you're like, well, I got to do it. I got to sign up. Sign up by February 10th, you will ship in February. You sign up February 12th, you ship in March. So you can join Court Club anytime that you want to. It is not like you missed out on your opportunity. You can sign up anytime you want. It is a minimum 3 months up to a maximum 1 year. My website does not have the ability to do subscriptions where you get charged every month. Unfortunately, if that ever changes, that might change Court Club. But as of right now, I think I have a piece of dog hair in my nose. As of right now, that's just kind of how it is. Everybody's enjoyed Court Club. We get a lot of people that renew it and keep on going. And so I think that means they're really having fun with it. Court Club is a secret until it's out. So if I ship next week, I will probably show the week after what everybody got for Court Club. Um, so I keep it a secret, and then I'm like, hey, I'm going to show Court Club for January. So if you didn't open your package yet, here it is. And I'll show everybody. All of the leftovers then go onto the website. So then if you didn't join, but you saw something you wanted, you can go ahead and grab it. I saw a question about Court Club. Teresa said, if you sign up for 3 months, when do we need to sign up if we want to continue? So what I normally do, and I try my best, is you signed up for, let's say, January, February, March. When I ship your March shipment, I try to put a little note in there that's like, hey, this is your last month. Just a reminder in case you didn't know. If you want to sign up again and start again in April, so there's no gap, sign up by April 10th. So you just keep signing up. I don't sign you up. I don't have access to your credit card information. I don't have any ability like that, which you should be happy, because that would be really bad for a lot of people. Maybe not me, but you. So you just have to keep re-signing up. And if you decide it's not for you, then you're done. If you decide you absolutely love it, you want to sign up for 6 months the next time or a year, then you can do that. But I try my best to give you a reminder to let you know that if you don't sign up, this is all. This is it. This is your last shipment. So that's what I try to do. Let's see here. So, doo, 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 doo. All right. So, that was Court Club. Oh, and the other thing with Court Club, because sometimes people ask, like, what what style of cork? Are we going to get prints or solids? You get a mix of everything. Typically, I try to pick the three, because you get three pieces, either the 9 by 27 in regular or the 18 by 27 in the XL. I typically try to pick three that will go together. So if you wanted to use them all in one project, that isn't always the case. And also, we all have different taste. So if I think it looks good, you might not. And you might just add it to other pieces that you have. The other thing, and this again doesn't usually happen, but it kind of happened this time because I have January and February already together. I was looking at them on the shelf. They go together really well. Like, I think if you don't do anything with January and you wait till your February shipment, you're going to be mixing and matching those 6 corks, because I think they look really cool together and there's like some fun combinations. So, very excited about that. So let's see here. Oh, giving Nova some love. You should. She posts like every day. She does. She is a lot more active than I am. I try to post something every day. I don't go live every day. I just don't have it in me. I wish I had a little bit more free time, but then I would also fill it with too many other things. So you get me on Fridays and every so often on a random day. So that's all. But yes, go give Nova some love. Go follow her channel and go join her Facebook group if you're on Facebook. So, okay, Court Club, Nova, who wasn't on my list, we talked about her. What else do we want to talk about? I lost track. Oh, so I uploaded a new video yesterday. And I know a lot of you already saw it. A lot of you have been grabbing the pattern or the pattern add-on. So let's talk about that and then a little kind of side topic on that. So Nova, if you're still here, can you put a link to your channel in the chat if you are still around? If she's not, I'll get that for you. Um, that's so Nova, but she should be here and she'll put a little link for you. Okay, so let's talk about yesterday's video and the pattern add-on and something that kind of ties into our topic from last week. So I uploaded a video for, there she is. So there is her thing, but maybe she'll put a link for us too if you guys want to go directly to her channel. I'm not going to look at comments for a couple minutes just so you guys know. So I uploaded onto the channel the tutorial for the getaway bag. I forgot to bring it home with me. I had a list of things yesterday and that's what I forgot. So here it is. So the getaway extra large tote bag, that is one of my earlier patterns. I cannot actually, oh, I have a pattern in front of me. Hold on. This was from 2012. So this was my second year of writing patterns. It was updated in 2020. So there's what the pattern looks like. And this bag is huge. It's massive. According to my measurements, it's about 18 inches at the top. It's about 20 at the bottom. It's 8 inches deep. It is a very deep tote bag and 16 high. So it's a big bag. So I redid the pattern in 2020 because I wanted to include Cork. Because remember, 2011 and 12, even like 13, 14, any of those bag patterns don't have Cork because it wasn't part of my life. None of us were sewing with Cork. They were in Portugal, but nobody here was. So the older patterns, I'm like kind of slowly going through and updating them. That is very high on my priority list for this year. And I have a lot of ideas for that. So I went through, I updated it, but I never got around to doing the video. And I did the video, so that's up there, and it's for the extra large bag, and you'll see how massive this bag is. So when we first started the Facebook group, probably, I don't even know if it was a year into it. I think it was pretty early on into the Facebook group. I did a modified, smaller version. It's 25% smaller because that bag is so big that 25% was like the best size to make a purse. If you've ever modified purse patterns, usually 10 to 15% will like give you a nice, size difference. This one, 25%, you guys. So I modified it. I made an adorable little purse size. We had kits for it. It's adorable. I have a few of them around the shop. I need to make another one of those too. And so I put that in the Facebook group as like a little bonus. Here, I scaled the patterns. I redid all the yardage. That's for you. Well, then a lot of people were kind of telling me like, I'm not on Facebook and I would love to get my hands on that. Is there any way that I could get it? And so I did make that as a totally separate pattern add-on. So it is not a full pattern. You are not getting this entire pattern plus the add-on together. This pattern is existing. It lives. It's on the website. It's been there since 2012. The revised version is there. But if you want to do the pattern add-on, it's $2. It's two whole dollars. Why am I charging you for it if the people on Facebook are not getting charged? I will tell you. The reason that it is in the Facebook group as a free file is because number one, once I give something away for free, I am not comfortable then charging for it. That's me. That's my personal rule. It doesn't feel good to me. It feels kind of icky to me to be like, hey, you know how you were getting this for free? Well, you can't anymore. So that's number one. Number two, our Facebook group is kind of, I don't want to say exclusive. I mean, it's not, that's such a snobby word, but it's a separate group. It's not a general pattern making group. It is not a group where you're going to get answers to every bag question. It is specialized to my patterns. So it's my way of saying thank you. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for joining our group. Thank you for being kind because we don't deal with bullies and BS on the group. So it's like a little way of saying thank you. Just like on the Patreon group, Patreons get certain things for free or as bonuses because it's part of their club. So if you're part of the club on the Facebook group, you get it for free. If you're not on Facebook, it's $2. $2 because I scaled the patterns for you so you don't have to do them, you don't have to take it to a copier. I did all of the homework for you. I gave you all of your supplies, all of your revised yardage. I went through and there's notes. So it might say on step 3, you're actually going to use this measurement instead. So I figured for $12 total to get a pattern and an add-on, that is still right in line with the cost of patterns these days. I'm still keeping my patterns at 10. If you don't want to spend the $2 and you're like, no, I'm not giving you $2 more of my money. All you have to do is a little bit of math on your own. And if you're opposed to math, I gave you the option. So I hope that nobody's offended by that. I'm sure somebody in the world will be, because welcome to 2024. But it was, I've given a lot of options, and I can't give everything I do away for free. That sounds like a great idea for all of you guys. It's not for me. So that's why it's on there that way. So, leading into that, since we're talking about a new video, this kind of ties into like what we were talking about last week in a way, when we were talking about domestic machines versus heavy duty machines. If I have one or I have the other, like what my capabilities are, and how they differ, and all that kind of stuff. So going off of that, and I think I mentioned this last week too, a lot of our sewing is not just about the machine itself. We can all have the same exact machine and we can all use it differently and have different results with it. It's Operator error is a real thing. A lot of us, there have been so many times where I'm like, I know I'm doing this wrong. What am I not doing to this phone or this iPad or this pattern? I know that it's me. It's just the way that it happens sometimes. So when you're looking at a bag pattern, and you want to make it out of a different material or different interfacing, or you want to change something that the designer did, you want to make it something different, that's totally fine. I can only speak for myself, but as far as I'm concerned, my patterns are a starting point. My patterns are an outline. And if you want to then take that and make it into your own thing, you're welcome to do that. If you don't feel that creative bug, or you would rather just be told what to do and step by step follow through, then you have that ability as well. Every one of us has a different desire when it comes to bag making. Some of us want to look at this pattern and say, it's what I want to do. I want the cork on the top and the handles. I want the bag and cotton. I'm going to use whatever interfacing, and that's fine. As a designer, I've already gone through and told you what works for me, how I got the result that you're seeing on the cover here, how I got the result of the bag I'm showing you. So let's say that that's not what you want. You have something different at home. You want to make the whole bag out of cork. You want to use vinyl, leather, you want to use some wool, whatever the case may be. You hate the interfacing that I choose. That is all fine. You are welcome to change that as much as you want. But sometimes what happens, well, I shouldn't say sometimes, every time I upload a new video, I get those questions. I love this, but I want to make it in this material. Can I? Sometimes I think people want my permission to say, yeah, you can do whatever you want. But sometimes that's all that I can say. So I can't always tell you, like, oh, absolutely, I've made a version of this in leather, top to bottom, and here's what I did, because I'm just the designer. I'm working with the materials that I sell on my website or that I prefer. Not every designer sells things on their website. Some of them just design patterns, but they have things that they love. I know I'm in the Aura Rosa group. And I know that every single time that Alexis does a new pattern, I'm going to see the Mora vinyl, the faux leather on there, because she uses that vinyl all the time. Is she saying that we have to use that and can't use anything else? No, not at all. But that's what she gravitates towards. She likes that particular vinyl and the weight and whatever it is about it. She likes it. She's also in Canada. So is Emmeline. So there's we all have different reasons for things. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, please don't be offended if your question is getting a vague answer, because sometimes we don't know. Can you make this whole bag out of cork? Yeah, I've made entire bags out of cork. You guys know that. You have too. Have I made this entire bag out of cork? No. Do I think that it would be a problem? No. I think it's just choosing a different material. It's a matter of playing possibly with different interfacings on your lining. It's a matter of, what can your machine handle? What can you handle? How much money do you want to put into the bag? This bag is huge. This is massive. That's a lot of cork. If that's what you want to do, I am not here to stop you. So it's just kind of, using all those skills that I have taught you, that others have taught you, that you've learned on different YouTube channels, put them together and see how it goes. And what I always say, and this was a question in the group the other day, and again, I'm sorry if my answer was vague, but this is always my train of thought. Like, this is my thought process. If you are brand new to a pattern and you don't know anything about that particular pattern or possibly that designer, and you want to make something, you have to ask yourself an important question. Am I bold enough and confident enough in my skills to change it and to make it however I want and hope for the best? Can I work around any mistakes or issues I run into? Or would it be smarter to make it the way the designer said, follow their instructions, read the pattern as is, get used to how that pattern is written or how that designer writes, whatever the case may be, and make a sample for myself using the materials called for, and then say, my machine had no problem with that. I can use something thicker. Or, you know what? I didn't love this interfacing, but I know I love this other one. Let me substitute that. So there's always choices. And don't ever feel limited to doing only what you're told to do, but just know the reason that this bag, and I'm grabbing this because it's here, the reason that I have cotton on the bottom, I had this was a quilter's cotton. The one in the video is canvas because I sell it. I own it. I know what it does. I know how it sits on the bag. I know how it wears. That's my choice. For me, I didn't want to use all cork on this for a sample because it's a lot of my inventory. I have to think about different things than you guys do. That's a lot of my inventory that now I have eaten up in a sample, and my bag is never going to get used. My bags sit on shelves and hang on, they don't get used. So I would love to say, yeah, and now I can sell this bag or I can give it to someone. I have one person in my life that well, two, I should say two people in my life that get my bags, my mother and Barb. And if I make something for myself, so be it. But most of my bags are samples. I'm in a different mind frame than a lot of you guys. So that was today's ramble and tangent. I hope you enjoyed. Let me let you absorb all that if it made sense to anybody and read what's going on here. So, all right. Nova put a link for you guys. So if you scroll down in the comments, you will see it. It is right under Teresa, where she said she's pretty amazing, and she is pretty amazing. Um, Happy Friday, Jess. Happy Friday, Amy. Thank you. Shelly has made both sizes, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you guys want good sources for things, Shelly is probably a better source for my patterns than I am because I think she's probably made more than I have. I kid you not. And if you want a good source for like fine details and making things look extraordinary, talk to Nova and talk to Cheryl Taylor. Those are not the places that I excel. You want to talk cork? I'm good. Charlie comes in with the jokes because that's his job here. It's totes exclusive. I love that. I wish Christy was here to hear that. She would laugh. Christy and I, my friend Christy, we say the children's words a lot because we know that they don't like it. So we say things are sus. That means suspicious. It's just too hard to say suspicious for a lot of people. So we say sus. And we also say that things are cray, which means crazy. These are dumb things that the teenagers in the 20s are saying. So Christy says this to her son, who's 16, and he was like, Mom, that's so 3 years ago. So, of course, we're going to keep saying it over and over again. So, she would absolutely love that it's totes exclusive. I'm going to actually text her that later, Charlie. She's going to love that. Your machine. Okay, here we go. Heather. Heather says her machine loves SF101, but it hates 809. Why is that? We don't know because her machine is just ornery. We don't know. And a lot of people in general hate 809 and they get annoyed with me because I still use it. And guess what? I'm not changing. I I have so much stock of 809 and Decoville Light, and I like it. And everybody hates it, but I like it. And I think it adheres nicely when you adhere it correctly. And I don't get wrinkling problems. So I don't know. I don't know. Everybody gets they get real irritated with me. They're like, I hate Decor Bond. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Some people hate chihuahuas and I keep getting them. I don't know what to tell you. Jill, I love our Facebook group too because I have amazing admins. Some of them are here today. They help me out with, like welcome to the group, and they do all those posts and they get rid of things that I don't need to be bothered with. And they check things out and they're always my eyes when I can't be. I get notifications, but sometimes I'm doing other things. So I have awesome admins. Plus, I've made it clear from day one we're not doing the BS. I'm not doing these posts where there's 200 comments of people just being rude. I don't have time for it. I don't have the mental energy for it. And quite frankly, grow up. I can't deal with it. So that's why I love our group because as soon as you start being salty, You're out. And I don't care. I make no excuses. Joe Evans has also made both. Joe Evans has probably also made more of my patterns than I have. So we have great resources in our group, even if it's not me answering. And I do like to answer and like everybody's posts. I am very active in the group. I might not be the one posting a lot because I forget. I don't know. I just forget sometimes and I post on my page. I have to get better about that. But in our group, it's, you know, there's always somebody that has an answer, even if it's not me. And I always try to get in there and tell you that I like your stuff and I want you to know that I see you. So everybody is welcome, unless you're mean and then you have to leave. So see, and Bobby works well with 809. Nova likes 809. It's a personal thing. And I'm just telling you what I use. You don't have to do what I do. You never had to do anything I told you to do. Some of you thought you did, but you didn't. And yes, Pelon 808 and 809 are the same product. One is a smaller width. That is true. So if you are ever in a pinch and you don't have time to wait for me to ship it to you, or you have to run to the box store and grab something and they don't have 809, 808 works just fine. It is just, it's half the width. It's like 20 inches. So just remember, sometimes you have to do math. 18 degrees in Spokane. Ugh, gross. Did I say that right? I'm sure somebody will yell at me if I didn't. By the way, just a side note, um, I'm from New York. I talk fast and I do have an accent, even though I don't think that I do, but I know that I do. And I have a really slight, ever so slight lisp that you only hear when you're really listening to my S's. So if I pronounce things wrong, I don't know what to tell you. I do the best that I can, and I know that I'm trying hard, but don't be mean to people when they can't pronounce things correctly. I listen to podcasts, and sometimes people are super mean about pronunciations. We don't know all the cities or all the names. I do the best that I can. So that's all. That was another tangent. You're welcome. So, see, Beth, we're here to give you all the answers. I think in reality, if you touch both of them, the 808 and the 809, 808 is like microscopically thinner than 809. It's like but you really can't tell the difference. There was a time when Pelon used their numbers in order. So 808 would be thinner than 809, which would be thinner than 973 thermofuse. They don't do that anymore because 525, which is Decoville, is heavier than 809. So I know way back in the day that was a thing that they did, but they just don't anymore. See, you understand me. Okay. I have a strange accent. It depends on where I am, where it picks up. I don't have a Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens accent, but there are certain words that I say because I grew up with a whole family from Long Island. So I say coffee and I don't mean to, I try to like coffee, but I can't. I just can't get rid of certain things. And certain people look at me like I'm crazy, one of them being my husband, because I say some words oddly. But also, everybody in this country has a different accent because we're just a big old melting pot and all the states have different accents. So, yes, Heather, whenever I go south, they know exactly that I am not from there. And they usually get very confused because they're like, you don't sound like you're from New York. And I'm like, it's a different part of New York. And also, I don't sound like I'm from here. And I think that a lot of Southern people sound the same and they get really offended because they're like, I don't sound like that. So we all have our issues. Yes, the axe instead of ask. Yes. And we all have our things. I also say off because I don't know how else you're supposed to say it. Like on, off. And my friend who's from Long Island is like, why do you say AWF? And I'm like, because it's what are you supposed to say? How do you say off? It's off. It's just off. So now we've had two tangents. What else should we talk about? Susan, 82 degrees in Costa Rica. Eric's friend is from Costa Rica, and it sounds like an amazing place to visit, which I still have not. But it is one of those things I want to do. But I get to go to Alaska this year, and I've never done that, so that's like really exciting. What else? Oh, well, let's talk about all the things that I do have lined up for you, which most of them are on the website. I do have to update it. But just so you know, if you live in Florida, anywhere near Daytona, or you want to drive to Daytona, Eric and I will be at the AQS Daytona show. That's at the Ocean Center. It is, of course, I'm telling you this and I don't know what the dates are. Hold on. Let me get the dates for you. Oh, wait. I don't need my phone. I have my old lady paper calendar. I love this thing. We will be in Florida for the AQS Daytona show, which starts the 21st and goes through the 24th of February. We will have our dogs with us, which means nothing to any of you, but God bless me. So if you are in the Florida Daytona Beach area, you can come see me. I'm not teaching, I just have a booth. If you want to pick up an order, you can also do that. I can always bring it for you if that's something you want. Um, in March, let's see. Well, we have another virtual retreat in March if you want to join us. And I also have a little vacay planned in March, but I can't tell you guys about it right now, but I will. I just can't now. Um, April, we have another virtual. And May, I am teaching at So Whatever Studio, which is Lauren Mormino's industrial studio. I am teaching the 4th and the 5th. I will be teaching two classes, two different classes, and the kits that will be included in your fee are going to be pre-cut, pre-fused, ready to go. Super, well, all you gotta do is show up. Like literally just show up. You don't have to bring anything with you unless you have that like emotional support pair of scissors that you can't go anywhere without. You don't have to bring anything. Lauren has the machines, the thread, the notions, the tape, everything that you need. I'm bringing the kits. You just have to come in, give me a hug because I love hugs. You don't have to, but I like them. And sit at a machine and you're good to go. And if you're thinking, but I've never sewn on an industrial and I don't know how to do that and it makes me very nervous, you're fine. There will be members that work there at the class helping you with the machines. I have a very limited experience with machines. I can help you wind a bobbin. I can help you with a couple other things, but you can absolutely come. Did Lauren add clappers? She did not. I have them for her. I have to get them to her, but she will. But I'm very excited about this. So we are going to do, and this hasn't even been announced yet. I'm going to tell you, we're going to make the Poppy wallet and we're going to make the Julia. And yes, I'm sure some of you have already done that at home, but come and make it with me. Come and make it with me and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. And you can go home with a matching set because I have all the confidence in the world that you're going to finish both projects because you don't have to cut anything. You don't do any of the, I do all the work. You do all the sewing. And she has really comfortable chairs. I just also wanted to throw that out there. So they're nice, mesh, supportive, good chairs. You got everything you need. So when I went, I brought nothing. I literally brought nothing, like notions wise, because I didn't want to rely on like, my own tools. I wanted to see what she needed. There was nothing there that she needed aside from like a couple clappers and a pin. I needed like a one pin. Other than that, I was like, she got it. Everything's here. So thread, everything, clips, like bind, everything is there. It's all there. So, and then June, Alaska. Who's coming to Alaska with me? Please come to Alaska. I think it's going to be awesome. And Eric is going. Um, I keep saying it's part of his birthday present, but I'm going to say that for the rest of this year that everything's part of his birthday present. So he's very excited to go to Alaska. I've never been, he's never been, we've never been on a cruise. I've obviously been never taught on a cruise. It's all new. The only thing that we've done is fly. So that's it. And it goes out of Seattle. So I'm hoping to work in at least part of a day, an evening, a few hours to see Erica from Lavender and Twine. We're working on that. Other than that, I'm not going to go too much further because then we start to get into summer and fall. And I'm still waiting for some answers for some people. I will be at the So Magical shows. Kayla has started announcing vendors for Tennessee. So if you're coming to Tennessee, I will be there. I will probably be teaching, but that has not been solidified yet, so I won't say anything about that. So let's see. Let me go back. Um, let's see. Oh, thank you, Bobby. You guys are always so nice. My patterns are easy to follow. My videos are awesome. Thank you. And thank you, COVID, for giving me time to start a YouTube channel. So, and then we talked about our accents. Let's see here. Costa Rica and your warm weather. We don't need any of that. Let's see. Oh, Christine, thank you. My tutorials are some of the best, simple, straightforward, and well explained. Well, thank you. Some people on the internet say I talk too much, and I don't care. So, Charlie, you're killing me. I wish you would go to Alaska, but it's totally fine. Amy, are you going to Alaska? Is that what your comment means? Tell me more. Mary, what can't you go to? And if it's your anniversary, just bring your husband. Like, come on, I'm bringing my husband. Bring your husband. I bring him everywhere. I think the only thing Eric's not doing with me this year is Florida. So magical because I squeezed every bit of his vacation time out. He's only got one more year. So once he retires, I will bring him literally everywhere. But I think that's the only place I can't bring him. Can't wait for your vacation in September. It's the weekend after my son's birthday, so I hope I'm free. Maybe I'm going somewhere in September. I might be going a few places in September. September has a lot of question marks. My book is full of question marks because I don't have answers. I will be in Tennessee in the very beginning because that's so magical. And then I have a possibility and then another possibility and a virtual retreat because I need answers. People don't give me answers. Let's see here. I have never been to Seattle, so I'm excited. I know we're not really gonna like be in Seattle for long. It's gonna be like, hey, I landed and look at this cool stuff. But I'm excited. So that's all. Also, my word of the year, which was unintentional, is surprise. I have lots of surprises planned, but because I don't know who watches the videos or who might catch wind of things, I'm not leaking any of these surprises. But some of them you guys will be excited for, some of them other people will be excited for. But definitely 2024 is the year of surprises. I don't know where it came from, but it just did. It's also the year that I am going to try my hardest to get all of my backlog patterns filmed. That is what I am hoping for. I wrote them all down. I made my whole list of all my patterns that I have not done videos for, even patterns that other people have done videos for, because it's not that I don't think people have done a good job, but I'm thinking to myself, why not do all of your own patterns because they're yours, and then you can say without a doubt, go to my channel and there's a tutorial for that. So I'm kind of adding things on, and so one of my other goals, instead of just doing this pattern, maybe some other things, some other options with that pattern, or maybe a few more pattern add-ons, maybe some different things that like have happened over the years that you guys have taught me. um Excuse me, for instance, the ginger wallet. The ginger wallet is such a simple wallet. And I put it so far at the bottom of the list because I was like, no one's going to want this. It's so easy. We don't need to do a tutorial for that. But I get the same question over and over again about the little strap. And in the meantime, Sue Smith, she's the first name that comes to mind, but many others have also made it with a snap. So I would like to do a video where I walk you through the pattern, but also give you an option for a snap. So those are kind of the things that I want to focus on this year. Of course, new patterns, obviously. But instead of only putting my mind onto write another pattern, get another pattern done, let's work on some of those older patterns that need new samples, need a little sprucing up, need a tutorial. So I have the whole list and it's just waiting. It's just waiting. I'm just going through and checking them off. So getaway, checked off. Next on the list, we don't know. And see, and Cindy, this is it right here. You love the tutorials because it feels like we're sewing together. And I can't meet all of you in person. I can't see all of you as much as I would love to. We don't all live in the same place or have the same, vacation time and resources. So just because I'm going to Florida and you live in Florida, I might not meet you in Florida. So I want everybody to have an option to hang out with me. Sometimes it's on Friday where we chat about nothing, and sometimes it's through a tutorial. I love teaching. That's my favorite thing to do. And so tutorials are my other way of teaching where I get to reach people that I may never meet in real life that don't even live in the same country or the same side of the country. So that is kind of my year. I mean, nothing's set in stone. There's always going to be things that get in the way and that change up my plans, but I have my book and I wrote it all down. So let's see here. Oh, yay. Okay. Um, Amy and Mary go to Alaska. I think that's a great story that should be told. So you should do that. And Terry loves my poppy wallet. I love my poppy wallet. I have been carrying the black and white one, which I think I made in the video. I don't remember. I've been carrying the black and white one around since I made it. And I love it because it either is in my coat pocket or it's in my Julia. I'm carrying a Julia. I'm carrying not the one we did on New Year's Eve, but the one I did in the tutorial. I just randomly picked that one. So I'm just excited about it. I've definitely pared down what I carry in my purse. That has taken me years. That is a feat in itself. But I can carry just a Julia and get everything I need and still have room. And so it's perfect. And I do use that outside pocket for my cell phone all the time. So thank you. You guys are very sweet. Thank you for all of your nice comments. So I got nothing else. I think I'm done. But if you have questions, now is your time. My dogs are sound asleep next to me. I would love to have their life. So Terry said, I love my Julia. I would be very picky about this little heart is always in the way. No, I'm trying to look about who gets it to love. So there we go. So, do you guys have any questions? Oh, I'm hoping I get to go to the quilt shop. What I need to do before Alaska is sit and make a list of like, here's our ports, here's what I want to do. Eric is game for anything. So I said, bring your comfy shoes because we're getting off the boat and walking all over the place. I'm not sitting on the shores of Alaska on a boat. I'm getting off of it and we're going to check things out. So I'm very excited. So it's a couple of blocks of sort. Oh, cute. Daytona is only 3 hours from me. Do you know where you were staying? Yes. We got an Airbnb outside of Daytona because we're bringing the dogs. And I don't remember where exactly we're staying. What city? Port Orange. We're staying in Port Orange because we needed a place for the dogs. And it's a private house and has a backyard. So whenever we travel with them, we don't do hotels because they've actually never stayed in hotels. And I'm afraid it will be um, too much for them. They bark at everything. So would you be able to do a binding tutorial? I'm going to say no. And I'm going to be real honest with you. My binding sucks. My binding is the worst ever. I am awful. The machine part and like sewing it on, I can do hand binding awful. I would be ashamed of myself if I put that tutorial out. So, thank you for having confidence in me, but I am the wrong person to do that. If you've seen my binding, you would laugh in my face and say, "Okay, I understand." So, and if you mean binding in like a bag, I don't do bag binding, so I don't know the first thing about doing it properly. But yes, so that is probably the first time I've ever said no with a solid no, Christina, but I can't. I can't. You don't want to see anything with me and binding. I promise you. I will just make it worse for you. Um, what days am I at Lawrence? May 4th and 5th. I say so casually. Yes, May 4th and 5th. So I'll get there sometime on Friday, and then I am teaching all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And it is a full weekend with me. So your ticket price will include, I think Lauren said 2 lunches. And then you also get the use of the machines, you get help there, you get your kits, like everything's all included. The only thing you have to worry about is your travel and obviously your hotel. And I will say, I don't know if anyone has mentioned this, but I wanted to make sure that you heard it. The hotel that is, it's about 10 minutes from her studio. that she suggests that she has a group rate. It's like $114 a night. So it's not overly priced at all. They are mini suites. They are the kind of like hotel rooms that have the little kitchen. And when I say little kitchen, I don't mean like a microwave and a half of a fridge. They have full refrigerators, microwaves, little stovetop burners. They have a sink. Like if you want to save money on meals, or if you're bringing your spouse and you're taking the car, or they just aren't don't want to leave the hotel room, they can make food right there. They can do everything right in the room. They even have a coffee pot. So it was so awesome. Like when I walked in, I was like, oh damn, this is really nice. Like it's you almost feel guilty that you're only staying for a couple of nights because you're like, I could like live here. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Plus, if that is not your cup of tea, or you're like a member, everybody's like a Hilton or a whatever member, there's a bunch of hotels right next to it. If you want to use points or if you want to use something else, they're all in the same block. It's one of those areas where it's like three or four hotels right next to each other with a restaurant in walking distance. So it's definitely friendly for families or for spouses. If Eric was going with me, it's dog friendly. We could bring our dogs if he wanted, and he could hang out in the hotel room and have plenty to do. And it's outside of St. Louis. It's about, I think it was like 30 minutes from the airport ish. Don't quote me on it, but it's close enough that if you and your whole family came, you wanted to come do classes, and your spouse and kids wanted to go to St. Louis, go see the arch or do whatever, it's not far. So I just want to throw that out there for you. Um, Shelly, yes. Oh, good suggestion. Shelly said there are some good tutorials for binding. By Annie has some for bags, and Missouri Star for quilts. Awesome resources. Thank you for that. Um, oh, you ordered a Janome HD 3000. Congratulations. Isn't it fun to get a new machine? So, yes, I will always be honest and open with you, and binding is not something you want me to teach you to do in any capacity. So let's see. Is that it? I think we're done. I think we're good for today. If you have questions, if you need anything from me, the best way to get a hold of me is always email. Always. I don't do direct messages. I don't get notifications for everything. My email is on my phone. If it's a general question that you think Barb can answer, you can use the email that's on the website on the homepage, which is the orders email. I get notifications for that too. If you need something from me directly, you can email me. If you use the contact form on the website, you can attach a picture. That's just a general thing. But if you email directly and don't use the contact form, if you need to send me a picture, you can do that. So just a little update for you. I'm going to go start chili for dinner before I hang out with Chili and the rest of everybody for our retreat. So thank you. Thank you all. And if you have anything else that you want from me, tell me. Give me ideas. I love ideas. So I'm going to see you guys later. Some of you I will see actually later today, and the rest of you I will see you next Friday. All right. Bye.